Alright, boys. So,
Okay.
do a little. Okay, run us through, Yusuf. What are we doing? What are we doing?
So this is the beginning of a tiny little series that me and Tayab are gonna do. I say series is gonna be like one of 2 or 3 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
We are gonna go in depth about The Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2. Now,
Mm-hmm.
of course, Part 2 is not out, so it's mainly based on assumption, theories, etc. But when it comes to Part 1, we're gonna give a massive recap on key story moments, on gameplay, things like that, and we're gonna just give our honest, brutal opinions on everything in the game, which, let's be honest, is around 98% good.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we're just gonna dive straight into it.
Yeah.
This is this is gonna be the spoiler alert. I'll say
Yeah, yeah.
the next 2 or 3 episodes of
Massive
this,
spoiler.
we are gonna go fully in depth. If you haven't seen anything, I would recommend watching it before you come back to this. If you don't
Yeah.
care, just watch this. Like honestly, this is your spoiler.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay. I say we start right at the beginning. Sarah.
mhm, Sarah. So the game begins in arguably the greatest opening for a video game ever.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
It
And
opens
like,
with Joel walking in. Are we going full depth like that? Or like, I don't
yeah,
know.
we can.
Okay, it begins with Joel walking in, having a conversation with either his brother, I think it's his brother, right? It's Tommy, he's talking to Tommy.
Yeah, yeah. He's talking to
And
Tommy.
it's Sarah's asleep and it's actually Joel's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And so Sarah buys him a watch. Joel
That
puts him on.
moment is one of my favorites. Like, it's
Yeah,
just
it's
such a nice
probably
moment.
an
Last
insane
of Us
moment.
is
So should
full
we just start
of.
here? We
Yeah,
should stop
yeah,
here.
yeah.
So,
Like, Last of Us is full of so many moments like that where you see the humanity and, like, those
yeah.
nice character bonding moments
Hmm.
amidst all of the craziness and the,
Yeah, like
shooting.
amidst everything that's going on, like shooting people and stuff like that. As cold as the characters are, they reflect that, and it's not like they reflect. It's not like they just reflect, oh, I'm this crazy guy that kills people. They show regret,
Yeah,
and I find that really
and
fascinating.
while Joel might be a little bit more harsh, like not harsher, but like better at hiding
Tough
it.
love. I would
Yeah,
say tough love. Yeah,
uh
things
huh.
like that. It's very good.
We do still see moments where Joel is.
We see Joel's compassion come out, and we see his anger come out,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and it's done so well.
yeah.
It's so human. And yeah, so we'll skip forward a bit. Sarah's asleep. Joel's gone missing. There's a bunch of
Okay,
phone
maybe
calls
we
from
don't need to go
Tommy.
into this much depth. I was just
Okay, yeah,
because
this is
how long?
really in depth.
Yeah, yeah. This is like super in depth.
Yeah.
But like
All
anyway,
right.
so we got Sarah, we got Joel, we got our characters set up.
Mhm.
Throw the zombie apocalypse in there, and then we got us driving away, talking to Tommy.
Mhm.
And we're just at this point introduced to everything. We're playing as Sarah. And then the car crash happens, and now we're Joel.
Yeah.
And then everything's going crazy. We're running, and then you get split up with Tommy, and you
Let's just say the main
reach.
the main focus of this moment, by the way, is they're trying to get out of the city because of what's going on. So they're trying to get to the border,
Hmm. And then
and
they
they're running through the
reach
buildings.
the motorway ish
Mm-hmm.
place, and there's a guy there, a military guy, and he tells him to stop, like touches his radio. The guy's like, no, but there's a kid, and then he points a gun at them, and then Joel's like, oh no, he's gonna try to
Yeah.
kill us. And the guy shoots, Joel reacts, jumps out the way, falls over, Sarah falling too, and then Tommy comes, kills the guy, and Sarah got shot. That scene
Okay.
was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
It's
okay,
it's
maybe
very
it didn't.
emotional.
It is emotional. Like, it very much is emotional. Even if, like, even for me, I've never cried in a movie. I've never cried
Yeah, same,
in
same.
any kind of story. And like me, okay, I can't lie. I did know that the game started like that, but even watching
Mhm.
it, I like my throat felt dry. I was like,
Yeah, it shocks you.
yeah, huh?
Because the
And
one thing Last of Us does so well is it puts you into those scenarios.
hmm
And God, is it emotional, man.
yeah, and okay, I say we can skip forward here a little bit because this
Hmm.
bit just introduce you to gameplay.
Hmm.
Um, we meet Tess 20 years in the future of the apocalypse,
Yep.
and Tess and Joel, they're going off this guy Robert who has their guns, and they go across that, like they go past loads of guys, they kill them all, they get to Robert, and what happens then, Yusuf?
So, it turns out that the reason Robert didn't give them their guns was because he sold them to someone else.
A
And
group?
the people that he sold them to is a group known as the Fireflies, who are practically like a protesting group going against the military and trying to become free of all this quarantine and etc. etc.
Hmm.
And yeah, Robert's messed up. Joel and Tess are really pissed. And Tess kills him. Bam, right
Yep.
there. But now, how did they get the guns back? They have to find a Firefly. Lucky them, because the queen of the Fireflies, known as Marlene, the leader of the group, turns up with a gunshot wound looking for Robert. What happens
Hmm.
then is that they actually find out that Marlene is actually looking for workers because, not workers, but smugglers, because there's been a shortage of fireflies due to the military wiping them out.
Hmm.
And she turns to Joel and Tess. Now they help Marlene get through all these places and get to her warehouse. And they end up at like this sort of like kind of office,
Yeah.
and there's a girl waiting.
Tried to stab Tess.
Yeah, she tried to stab Tess, and that's when you're introduced to Ellie. Ellie's a great character.
Hmm.
Honestly,
Definitely
let's
one of
take
the
a break
best I've
and
ever
talk about
seen.
the characters. Like, yeah, honestly.
No, wait, what were you saying?
So let's just take a break here and talk about the characters,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
two of the
definitely.
characters have amazing introductions.
Hmm. Well,
Ellie, straight from the get-go, is seen as this crazy, not crazy, but like,
brash.
she knows how to hold her own. Yeah, she's rash. So you can tell Ellie's grown up in a crazy, crazy world, and they are written to perfection.
Hmm.
They're just so amazing. Like,
Yeah.
legit.
Like there is literally only one other game which I can say the characters are possibly better than The Last of Us. And I know you're already going to disagree, but when I say it, you might agree. Firewatch.
Yeah.
That's the only game I can think of with more in-depth, more real characters than The Last of Us.
Now, Tayab, here's where the disagreement comes in.
Ah, right, okay.
I
Okay.
would tie three games together with like human characters.
Hmm.
Firewatch,
Yep.
Henry and Delilah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would agree with you. The fact that they're extremely human characters and they're so
Hmm.
relatable and so understanding, and it
Yeah.
really gets you in that world. The
Yeah.
Last of Us, Joel and Ellie,
Hmm.
amazing characters, so human, so understandable, relatable, all that kind of stuff. And the last one is Uncharted.
Oh, okay.
Not everyone, because
Yeah.
I understand a lot of them stereotypical characters,
Hmm.
but mainly in Uncharted 4, Nathan Drake.
Nathan Drake in
He
number
is so
4
human,
is so
so
good.
average. He's such an
Yeah.
average Joe. Legit.
I was like, oh my god, man, I'm so glad the fourth one went the way it did.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Same.
okay, they could have done another crazy story, your cliche superhero, not superhero, but like hero story.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm so glad they went with an actual character arc this time. Like, oh
And an
my.
actual backstory. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
as much as I love the first three games, they're like, okay, the first three games are probably going to be in my heart forever. It's like how
Yeah,
I
of
got
course,
introduced
of
to all this kind
course.
of stuff. But it just throws you in, like straight into this random treasure, and there's no reason for it. They just want to find it. And Uncharted 4 was the first one where there's actually like, oh, okay, there's a whole family arc to it. There's a
Yeah.
family reason why he wants to do this, and it makes it so grounded and realistic because the only thing that draws him back is family. Yet
Yeah.
his new family or his wife wants him out of it.
Yeah, yeah. That's such a
That
cool thing.
one, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, crazy good, guys. 100%.
Yeah, but anyway, back to what
Back to
we were
this.
actually focusing
Yeah.
on. But like with the main two characters in The Last of Us, I'd say the thing which makes it, oh my, which pops off so much is it's just, once again, a similar thing to Uncharted 4 was that, like, that arc, you know, that it does have its ups and downs. There's moments where they act differently to what they usually would, and, you know, like, because of certain situations, stuff like that. It feels like you're really watching them develop, you know.
Yeah.
And then by the end, it's completely justified. Everything's justified.
I would compare it to Joker in a way that you see how every action knocks off another domino in a way,
Yeah.
and it just carries their character and shows what they had to do and how they had to work on all like their crazy, crazy stuff.
Yeah. Oh, this is another thing off topic. In the State of Play thing, they showed the same scenes from number 1 recreated.
No way, really?
Yeah, you can see Ellie in the back seat, Joel in front with the new engine. You see Ellie hooked up to all the machines, and Joel even talks about it. I think it doesn't really, like, he's kind of just saying it, but probably most likely he's talking to Tommy. He says, like, I got there, I did everything right, I got to the Fireflies, and then it cuts. But
So he says what really happened.
yeah, to someone.
Here's one thing that would be quite interesting, right? If they did it. What if, let's just say, what if Joel died straight away? Not straight away, but like in that attack. And Ellie never found out from Joel that she was the cure, the key.
Yeah.
And Tommy tells her.
God.
And that pushes her over the edge.
Yeah. I could see that happening.
Because from the little snippet that I saw of the State of Play, you could really see how conflicted she was. Like, in the part where she's holding the knife to the girl, right, the woman, her face is stone cold, her eyes are literally, they're like glass. She's there to do what she needs to do, and she's going to do it.
Yeah.
And her heart is cold, and she's lost everything. Right? And then there's the part like we were talking about earlier where the girl actually turns around to stab her. And there's that moment of hesitation where she's just looking at the girl, and bam, quick one in the throat. And it's like, wow. Like, you see, in that little moment, I'm going to compare a lot to the Joker. I don't know why. But in that moment, you see around 2 or 3 emotions in one quick snippet.
Yeah.
And the only other perfect instance in any kind of entertainment where I remember that kind of thing is Joker, when he's on the talk show. And you see the happiness in him, you see this anger in him, and you see everything fade and turn into madness. In literally like that.
Yeah.
And it's just incredible.
It is. And like, okay, the first game, I don't want to say I can't think of any moments where I've seen that, but I feel like the next one's going to take it to the next level, you know.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Especially since they're doing the facial capture, right?
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah. But
So they're
anyway,
building on the motion capture and putting the
yeah,
dots on the face and stuff.
the first game, I'm trying to think of a moment where I could see that, you know, those conflicting
And
emotions.
multiple.
Oh, I can see it in the end.
Yeah, I was literally just gonna say that.
Yeah. The ending. Whoa, okay. But, like, man, that ending is nuts.
It's so amazing, man.
And yeah, it was from the road, but it's
Mhm.
the context that it's put in. Because
Put the road is amazing.
with the road in the movie, it's a completely different context. I'm not going to say it because obviously I think it might be the ending of the book. So,
Mhm.
um, but in the context of the road, it's completely different. Like the situation and his reaction, the kid's reaction to it is like opposite to the Ellie situation. But yeah,
Right.
the thing I was gonna say, uh, one thing that I love about that, like that bit, is the bit we were talking about before. You know, when we first meet Ellie, is
Mhm.
actually the moment right after it, where you go back to the apartment, sleep.
Mhm.
God, I love that scene,
That
mate.
is that is quite an emotional scene watching it back.
Yeah,
So during that scene when Joel is sleeping, you actually realize that Joel continues to wear the watch that Sarah bought for him on his birthday,
yeah. And then she's
and
like,
it's all broken and
"Your watch
destroyed.
is broken," and then the music
Yeah.
picks up. Yeah. And
Mhm.
then another thing, like, the reason I like that scene so much is it's so, like, I talk a lot about mood and atmosphere, and I always say that Firewatch is the one game which nails it to the bone, gets it right. But in that one scene, the mood and that feeling I get when I watch that scene, it's nuts, man. It's too good.
Mhm. And one reason I love that scene is because, like, it's not one of the only moments, but it's a part where you really see Ellie as a child.
Hmm.
Oh, I hate bad dreams. Like, she just sounds like a kid,
Yeah,
and that kind of hurts because you're like, wow, someone that innocent is forced to react the way she did when she met Joel
yeah.
and to go through what she's gonna go through.
Mm.
And then it makes you question yourself because, like, okay, my one of my favorite scenes in this game, and they'll 100% back me on this.
Oh, I know which one you're on about.
The scene in the house when they
Yeah.
argue,
Uh-huh.
and oh my
I feel like
god,
even Naughty Dog know that's the best scene in the game.
100%. Because honestly, like I can't explain it to you guys how amazing it is, but literally, like
Yeah.
the emotion in that scene
Yeah.
is so
Ashley
perfect.
Johnson, like her
Oh
voice
yeah,
acting, Troy
you have to
Baker's
credit, you have to
response,
credit them.
of it, Neil Druckmann's writing, the like the the graphic designers for actually, you know, like modeling the face and the way they react,
Mhm.
everything in that scene, man.
Because it's the thing that she says before that as well
Mm-hmm. Is this all they
that
had to
makes
care
you.
about?
Is this all they had to care about? Oh man, boys
Jeez.
deciding which shirt goes with which
With,
skirt.
yeah.
It's like, damn,
Mm,
life is so trivial.
exactly. Yeah. And
It's just one of the instances that makes you question yourself, question morality, and question how far we are willing to go in life as it is right now.
mhm. And how quickly it can get taken away.
Hmm.
And I think with that scene, it's that continued set. Like what I like about that scene is it brings attention to how the rest of the game is once again, this human story, really, a really human story put in unprecedented circumstances, you know, and put you look back at those, like when she talks about, you know, that situation, that's the same Last of Us story could have been told in that situation. It doesn't matter about the zombies or, you know, the fact that the world's been pushed to the edge. The real focus is them two, you know.
And
Those,
finding something to fight for.
yeah, that last quote at the end of the game, I love it.
You keep finding something to fight for.
Yeah,
What quote? And that is so true, man. And especially after reading The Road, I can see how much of an inspiration it had on The Last of Us. Especially through Henry and Sam.
yeah,
Because the way I'd always look at this kind of world, no one wants to live in that. No one wants to live in that. Of course, we want to experience it and we'll see what it's like, but you cannot live in that. What's the point? You can never achieve your dreams. You can't even have dreams because nothing is going to come true, and you know it for a fact.
exactly.
There's not even a 1% chance. Everything is destroyed and nothing is coming back. And that's where the theme of attachment and the theme of love comes in.
Yeah,
Because love is the only thing keeping them alive. The only thing. If Ellie did not meet Joel, or Joel left her, she wouldn't want to live anymore. Because
Yeah.
that just confirms that everyone that has cared for her has, you guessed it, either died or left her. Everyone except for Joel. And that is
yeah,
what plays in home. Like, just what else do you have to say?
yeah, and that's what makes me think that if he dies in the second game, her going and killing all of those people makes complete sense, because
100%.
that's what she's fighting for.
Yeah, redemption, revenge.
Him. Yeah.
That's the thing, revenge is an idiot's game.
Yeah.
But it's worth it, it's Joel, man. Obviously, we haven't seen any spoilers, so we're literally just
Yeah, this is
theorizing.
just, this is theories. I have not seen anything. But I was gonna come back to something I've completely forgotten that we mentioned before. Yeah, but if we're talking about favourite scenes, there's a lot of moments. There's a lot.
Do you want to name like top 5?
Top 5. Okay. So we all know number 1. We just mentioned it.
Yep.
Number 2. That is God.
Are we doing it in
Winter.
order, or are we doing it like just random?
okay.
Because I cannot get an order. Like these 5 scenes are probably like just stacked at the top.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, I can back that. Okay, Winter. You know which scene I'm talking about.
Oh, the
ending.
Oh,
of
yes. Yes.
Winter. The one which was so like heartbreaking to watch. The end of Autumn, when he falls off the horse.
Oh god,
And then,
yeah.
Like you think about that situation and you're like, what do you do? What do you do in that situation? You're just so lost.
She's a 14-year-old kid trying to drag a 55-year-old, well, I'm guessing 55, but like a 55 youngest. That's tough, man. That is really tough.
And it's what she says as well. You gotta tell me what to do. Oh god. The whole winter sequence, man, it's just so good.
So amazing.
Yeah, so we've got 3 so far. We need 2 more.
Well, I've already got my 2 other ones.
I'm trying to think. Oh wait, did I say the ending?
No, you didn't.
I did not say the ending. And probably the I don't know, because I can't. This one isn't really a scene. It's more like just a sequence.
Which
That
part?
like the university bit, because like the
Oh yeah,
conversations they
that's
have there,
sick. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
really like them. But then I would. Oh, okay, wait. Oh, I will say bills. Something to do with Bill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not bad. I'll say that the five most emotionally impacting scenes for me,
Mhm.
the beginning,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Of course.
uh, Henry and Sam's death.
How did I forget Henry and Sam? Okay, take out Bill. Take out Bill. Henry and Sam, get him in there. Get them in there. Yeah. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
beginning, Henry and Sam's death. You know what? Let's just stop the list right there and talk about Henry and Sam's death.
Mhm. Mate.
Now, I don't know about everyone else, but that scene impacted me on such a massive level.
Hmm.
Such a massive level because I have a brother. Tayab
Yeah.
has one too.
Bro.
And I put myself in their shoes and I was like, wow, imagine killing your own brother. Like, give me some.
Mhm.
Not the ending, Henry and Sam's death.
Yeah, Henry and Sam. I know for you it's that idea of like you could imagine yourself in their shoes, but for me, I always saw it as I always saw it in comparison to Joel and Ellie.
Mm.
Like I always think when I see Henry, no wait, which one's the old one?
Henry.
Henry, yeah, when I see, yeah, why did that go out of my mind? I knew it. Anyway, when I see Henry, his facial expressions after he shoots Sam,
Yeah.
I like always picture Joel, and I'm like, bro, if he had to do that, like shoot Ellie, would he do the same?
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit nuts.
Because I think, would you do that?
Hmm.
This is a deep, deep topic. Would you do it?
You keep finding something to fight for.
I would have to do it. I would do it.
Hmm.
Because it's just bringing mercy.
Yeah, I get that.
I'd have to do it. I would think twice, I'd probably think a million times. But I'd have to do it.
Hmm.
And I'd rather it be me than some random guy just running down the street.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a deep question. It's a deep topic.
Oh,
But
wait. You're talking about killing the Don.
I'm talking about killing the Don, man.
Ah, I thought you meant about killing yourself.
Oh, killing yourself? No, 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 no. See, I won't do that.
Me neither, lad.
I'm talking about killing the person.
Yeah, I agree, I would as well.
I would kill the person. It's like a sense of mercy, but I wouldn't kill myself.
Hmm.
Because that's one thing that's very, 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 very good in the road.
Yeah, Karen.
The idea of faith.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No, I don't know if it explains. Like, so the scene, there's a point in the road in the scene in the movie and the book
Mhm.
where the boy, bear in mind he's only 10 years old, says to his dad, "I wish I was with my mom right now."
Yeah.
And the dad turns to him and says, "You mean you wish you were dead?" And the boy just goes, "Yes." And I don't know if it's the same in the book, in the movie, but in the book, the dad says, "Don't say that. That's a
Yeah,
bad
he
thing to
says,
say."
don't say that.
And he
Yeah,
says,
that's a bad thing.
but I mean it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like, it's because he's so young and the vocabulary he uses is so simple and he talks in such short sentences.
Hmm.
He's just a kid
Exactly, man.
and he doesn't want to be here anymore. Like, jeez. Imagine, oh god, imagine a child coming up to you and just saying, "I want to die."
Hmm.
A child. God. I know I've said that a couple of times.
Oh, God.
But a 10-year-old? In the words of Joel, you ain't seen what I ain't seen.
Yeah.
I keep going, and like, there's one thing that the wife said to the man. She's become a faithless slut
Huh.
because she is longing for death,
Yeah.
and it's just like, what?
It's
Like, you've
such
got
a
a kid,
morbid. Yeah,
you've
it
got
is
a
such a
son.
morbid and dark story.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You've got a son, and you're willing to leave and
Exactly.
die?
She's like, I remember in the thing, she's like, mate, they'll come kill and rape me and then the kid
Yeah, yeah,
and then
yeah.
your
She has that in
son.
the book as well. God.
And then he's like, don't say that. Like, what?
Hmm. And then the woman's like, you have 2 bullets in there, and you're gonna protect me and him with 2 bullets. And he's like, you just have to accept it. Just accept that it's all over and we have to die. And then he's like, no, like he has faith. It's just, wow. Faith is strong, man.
Indeed. And I think it's that idea of faith, which it plays a big part in the first one, and probably a big
And
part in
also
the
the second.
second. Huh?
And also the big part in the second.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the second one, I mean, I think, like me and you talk about this a lot. It's going to talk about faith as in belief to get something done, and it's also going to talk about radical faith.
Yeah.
In regards to like the Christian cult, which is it's going to be a very surprising dynamic.
Yeah. Do be quite deep like that sometimes.
Uh-huh. To be very deep. Like, that's the thing. We've been talking about the game, and we haven't even been able to just talk about the game. We've already questioned ourselves, and that's how powerful this game is. You question yourself by just talking about it.
It's too nuts.
It's straight up just like, wow. Like, everything in this game catches you off guard. And you can't even try and tell me that you saw some of the stuff coming.
Yeah.
Like, I can go through a whole list of things that I did not see coming. I did not see Henry and Sam killing. I did not see Henry killing himself coming.
Yeah.
I did not see. What else did I not see? I did not see Joel lying to her, actually. I actually didn't see that coming.
Yep. Didn't see Tess dying.
I didn't see
Or
Tess dying.
Marlene dying.
Yeah, man.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, man. What a game.
But,
We haven't even gotten halfway through the story yet.
indeed. do be like that. But, yeah, going back to the story, kind of, when, what I like is that you meet a lot of people on the way, you know, a lot of survival kind of apocalyptic movies and stories, you do that, but most of them don't do it right. Last of Us does, because
100%.
within such a short amount of time you really understand these characters. Take Bill, for example. From literally the first scene that you meet him, you know exactly what he's like. Same thing with Henry and Sam. Same thing with Tommy. Same thing with literally any character you meet along the way. You understand them so well and so quickly. This is nuts.
God.
Like,
And like, there's moments where you're like, you get angry. Like, so say for example, the moment with Henry and Sam, where Henry and where they leave Joel.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he's like, "Would you have done the same to me?" And then you're just saying there like, "Oh, yeah, I would have."
Yeah.
Because it just hits you like that, where it's like, "Oh," like because it's kind of when you're playing, like in the moment, you're backing Joel all the way and you're backing Ellie all the way. Like you're literally
Yeah.
just there, like, bro, this guy just left me to die, and I'm gonna leave him alive. What is this? Yeah, pull the gun out, Joel. Shoot, shoot him. And then he's like, "Would you have done the same for me?" And then it's just you flood yourself. Like I don't know if you felt the same way, but it's kind of like you're just like, whoa. And you take a step back and you're like, oh damn,
Yeah.
he's right. Like, am I seriously going to risk my life for two strangers I randomly just met? I'm not going to survive in a world like this by doing that. So it's always yourself first. And I say that in life now, like in life today, it's always yourself first. Never put anyone before yourself. It's, it's, it's a harsh thing to say.
It's true though.
It's true, man. Literally, there is only finite solutions to infinite problems.
Indeed.
Like, you just, yeah, never risk like happiness. Well, I wouldn't say happiness, but I would say never risk your life or your maximum potential just to be happy for a bit of time. Because you'll find that thing that makes you happy all the time, and that is what The Last of Us covers. Joel found Ellie. Essentially, he found his daughter,
Yeah.
and he found what's making him fight. Essentially, and if we're gonna relate it to real life, you have to do that, man. Keep finding stuff to fight for. So we end it there because we've been talking a lot.
Indeed. Indeed.
And we haven't even got halfway through the story. We'll try and record another one for you guys. Apologies.
Apologies and a bit.
In a bit.